Hey, Soloists, Agent Solo, Matt Rice here. Another week of solvable crowdfunding games on Kickstarter, Backerkit, Gamefound, and I look at also Gamecrafters, there's anything crowd sale wise there. I do this every week, either on Wednesday or Thursday. And if I miss anything, let me know in the comments or anything that you really want to back or something that you want to make a comment about, please leave in the comments below. And subscribe if you want to keep seeing this every week. And let's get into it this week. Probably the biggest one, I think, in this week. There's a couple of big ones, but this one, Tiny Epic Adventures, the sequel to Tiny Epic Dungeons. It's doing quite well. It's got 7,451 backers so far. And this has come from Game on Games, Scott Arms. They do a lot of the Tiny Epics. If you haven't never seen a Tiny Epic game before, in terms of board game world, you're probably living under a rock. There's a lot of these ones: Tiny Epic Galaxy, Tiny Epic Zombies, Tiny Epic Defenders, you name it, Tiny Epic Western, heaps of them. All of varying quality, but this one came out, I want to say maybe 2 years ago, 2023, the original, and I think it's mostly positive. There was some people with some issues with it, but every game has some issues. Anyway, they came out with an expansion. This is going to be like a campaign and standalone experience, so you can mix and match, but it also can be just played on its own. So we got in here. It's got a dice tutorial. It's promising when it comes out. As you see, it's 30 created. Deluxe bundle, $49. That gets you both the adventures because there's an expansion coming out with it at the same time. You get a print and play for 20. You just get the base game 35, 40 here. I don't know what that's all about. You can get the whole bundle for 89, which is the previous set. Yeah. So we've got here. So you start your journey here. You can jump in with Tiny Epic Dungeon Adventures. The secrets of Tiny Epic Dungeons have been uncovered. The adventure is just beginning. Join us on this campaign today. 4 new loot sets, fantasy new spells. Yeah, so it's meant to be, it says here, backwards compatible with the Tiny Epic Dungeons original system. And you can actually get the whole thing, as I said. What is new? There's a campaign style. There's a dungeon booklet, so you can unfold like this ring binder booklet to add to your tiles. Pictures here. Explore tokens are something new. Looks of things. You will now encounter locked doors. You get some bombs. Explorers pack. Okay. An adventure booklet, which is all the scenarios that you go through. I think there's things you can unlock in the scenarios as well. Different bosses. They're promising the 20 Epic game is going to be a bit bigger. Go through what's in the box, more heroes, room cards, loot, etc. Yeah, so things that you don't know. So certain boss cards that you unlock during gameplay during the campaign. More heroes that go through. Deluxe content. Seafaring expansion. What else we got? So expansion loot stuff. I think there's now sets. So like collecting sets. Some game rules if you're not familiar with it. And there'll be probably plenty of previews. And a lot of people have had their hands on this to preview. The Dice Tower, Rado Runthroughs, Man vs. Meeple, Game Boy Geek, One Stop Co-op Shop. A lot of people have had a bit of a look at this one. So check out those videos if you're not sure or you want some more information. There's some unlocks, reward tiers we talked about. We might go to shipping. The shipping prices right down there. It ships to a lot of places. Hard to tell if there was anything exclusive to the Kickstarter, whether you want to wait for retail. That can happen because it does go to retail, these games. But whether the whole set does, whether the deluxe set does, and not just like a standard, I don't know. All right, next one. Blasphemous, the board game by Ludus Make Studio. So Ludus Make Studio did Sona Tempore and Black Rose Wars, which was fairly popular. Known more for their minis and stuff like that, but the games. I think the Black Rose Wars got fairly well rated. Blasphemous, so obviously based on, unless you don't know, it's a video game. And it says here competitive game for 1 to 4 players, so that has me worried. Which reminds me of the Black Rose Wars that they did, which was more designed for 2 to 4, even though there was a sit solo mode where you played against like a couple of different bosses or something, but not the whole. You can't use the whole components. That has me worried in this sort of game, but it's doing really well. 2,263 backers. The all-in is quite expensive at this stage, €300. So it's promising 1 to 4. It says solo here. Explore for a second landing, execute 2 into the souls, unveil the mysteries of Spidodia. Don't even know how to pronounce it. So it's got, I like the look of the board. Looks like you're visiting different areas. I like that kind of look. Now, of course, Loose Mega Studio, they were always pump their minis. Yeah, €300. Oof, that's up there. So we get a good look at the map. Work of art and functionality. Designed to hold nearly all the game components, keeping your experience immersive and organized. Tented boards. So that's a character board. Functionality, it says. So you get some like skills or items. Upgradable dice. So it reminds you of, as Bill pointed out before, like Dice Forge or Dice Realms. And somewhat like Roan, which I've just recently got, where that's where you screw them in, but like just upgradable dice, which is an interesting concept. Don't know how cheap it is, and that's probably why it's really expensive. And how good the components are, I don't know. My Dice Realms games, I've survived after about a dozen games so far, so has there been any damage to the dice? So you upgrade the dice based on the items and things you have. We've got here D100, D10 die. Okay, so you roll for exploration. So we'll go on to a specific paragraph from one of the game's terms, either the generic book or okay. Combat. Manipulate your dice. So you roll dice and you apply things. I don't necessarily mind that. And these are the enemies. So is that the kind of dice that you need to slot there, maybe? Boss fights. Maybe that's why it's dear. They're really upscale, like the boss fights into certain pits. So if you really like it, I mean, that's the way they've gone for it. They've gone for a more like deluxe look. I don't know. I would prefer something a bit more cheaper with the same sort of gameplay. I'm curious. Like maybe the gameplay is quite nice. It's just a quite expensive game if you can afford it. If you're really keen on the IP, maybe that's something for you. The upgradable dice is kind of cool. Miniatures. I'm not a huge miniatures guys, but maybe they look kind of cool. What else we got? Stretch goals. We've got advent calendar of the bosses. One Gamefound. So premium material. Yeah. So they're promoting it as if they're going to premium materials. Reward options. So €300 for the all-in, €135 for what's that? All game and all unlock stretch goals. So you don't get this expansion. That's a bit more affordable, but for people with FOMO that want to miss out, they're going to miss out. Okay, this video gameplay is a little bit. Nothing much mentioned about how solo works at all, which is I'm not surprised. Similar with their Black Rose Wars, they didn't really talk much about how solo works. So I have a feeling this is more aimed at the competitive 2 to 4. But here's the shipping details. All right, next one. Let's keep moving. We've got Champions of Wind and Fire. So it's got 2001 and 21 backers. It's doing pretty well, this one. By ID Venture. So this one's going to set you back €50 for the standard edition, €75 for deluxe. Going out for deluxe bundle, early birds, etc. Dragon building strategy game. Train your dragon, pick dice, build patterns, enhance your dragon, collect bonuses. Stella says she was hooked from the start. Well, they were hooked from the start. Okay, what are we doing here? Is board of dragon stuff. Gorgeous artwork. It does look kind of pretty. Solo mode. Play against the master and overcome him. All right, so specific solo cards. A notepad to beat, so it's like a beat. So it's a score that you got to beat, I guess. Example setup. It does look kind of pretty. So we're doing rolling dice for resources or something. Collect bonuses. Use cards, spend gold, fulfill a task. Okay, and you spend that to get to upgrade your dragon. Ooh. Compete in tournaments. Make hidden bets. Okay. Got a few things going on here, doesn't it? It actually goes into more detail about the soul mode. So reveal MasterCard, determine how the master attributes and select its elements. So you're playing against, it's like trying to play against a human. Place the master ball, making exams harder over time. Right, so that has more skill that you have to beat, I assume, when you come up to play as time goes on. So it's like it's leveling up as you level up. Interesting, very neat. There's playthroughs here. Pledge tiers we talked about. Let's go to shipping. Go down here. All right, let's keep moving on. We've got Suriya. When the sun fades, the Great War begins, an asymmetric deck building war game with a 5-minute setup and 10-minute learning curve. The 379 backers, that's fun. 1 to 4 players. Hexa House, the 293, was that 293 Singapore? Geez, it's pretty dear. Even the core box, 159. Oof. So what have we got in here? Heaps of miniatures, that's probably why. So miniatures in a deck building game, interesting. There's not too many games of that with deck building and miniatures. There are some, but not really necessarily heavy on miniatures. This looks pretty heavy on miniatures. Okay, what do you got here? So you got like sort of circle tiles for area control or something, looks things. Build your bases, play cards, collect income. So it's kind of like strategy, not quite 4X, but strategy turn-based game. Four unique factions. We'll talk about each faction, what you get. Humans, scarabs, Syntron. So it's basically pretty much StarCraft. This one is Trovlas. There's some undead dudes or something. Kratas. Okay, there's different expansions. I can see what's dear if you've got that many miniatures. How to play would be great. So there's some how to play. Building all 3 bases or you destroy an opponent's headquarter. Play cards. Discard for minerals. Move a squad. Extract minerals. Attack an enemy squad. Gain income. Gain a card. Collect income. Seems simple. A couple of how to plays there. Previews. There's this, so it's unlocked. There's a solo human Automa. Okay, so at this stage, it's just the human faction is a sol for solvable. Or they can unlock more if they get more money. All right, and there's some shipping down here. Next one, I've got Usolli, a wonderful player, competitive board game for ages 10 and up. Races faith, reward strategy, and is fun for the whole family. It's for our backers. It's currently fun. It's his first created, so congratulations for funding. $85 for $45 for 1, $85 for 2, $92 for something else. 1 copy that gets donated. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. And I noticed it's from Perth too, so doing a fellow Australian game. Race to collect goofy hand-drawn cards and strategically use them to perform Sala. 0 religious knowledge required. I think I pronounced that right. Tradition can be a fun, engaging family experience. To make it engaging something for everyone. However, some are too simplistic, yeah, so they aim for something in between. Talk about his history of it, which is a bit more sort of old school sort of Kickstarter style, like talk about the history and how they were making the game. Finding the balance. It's good to read some of that goal of the game. Strategy collect cards to perform the 5 daily starter and obtain points. There's basic events and solo. In solo mode makes a 2-player experience where you're trying to score more points than the Ustad. Playable using basic or advanced rules. Okay. Round time for bonus points. Event cards can help or hinder you. Try and do all 5 solo in a day. You're right. But the pledge laws, we talked about that. Shipping and fulfillment. We go there. All right, next one I got is Jurassic Roll is the solo one, 1 to 9 players here. So it's got A2 backers. This one's funded. Titan board games. So the Jurassic Roll is €5. We can get both for €9 and some of their back catalogue as well. Roll and write game. It'd be print and play format for 1 to 9 players with a duration of 15 to 30 minutes. Save as many dinosaurs as possible from the eruption of the volcano. You're right. Play a sheet, 9 volcano cards. Advanced board. So you roll a dice, use the dice on your advanced sheet. Get rewards, do combos and gain rewards. So crossing that one off gave me a 4, which can then put a 4 on this, which can then give me some meat, which then puts a mark there. Okay. It's a bit of a combo resource thing. There's a how to play down here. Very cool. Ready, next one I got is Falling. 662 backers. So again, another one doing really well. Wonderful player, resource management and engine building board game. Artwork coming from the manga artist Tomohiro Sugawa. Board game cafe. 9,000 yen. Or is that? Oh, yeah, it's yen. And all in play 16,500 yen. Story. Standard pledge we talked about. Stretch goals. What do you get? What's in the box? You get a board. You get some floor tiles. You get some personal boards. Lots of points and stuff going on. Looks things here. Solo game composers get 14 solo blockade cards. Soloists game summary cards. So the obviously solo mode brings in different components. Overview. Listing 1 of 12 unit companions. Players can enjoy different gameplay experience each time. Devices generate income while they remain in place. But at the end of each round, the tower continues to fall, causing each floor to descend. Devices that drop off the board are achieved on the player's board, yielding a substantial income. Right, so when they drop off, they bring in their income. Okay. Climb the ever-descending tower. So it comes back, but you gain heaps of points. Okay. So slightly different take on the worker management. Shipping. Radar's done falling too. Done a preview. Here's our shipping down here. All right, let's keep moving. We got Fight Deck next, a high-octane fighting card game. 174 backers. This one's funded as well. Jump, kick, low jab, fireball. High-octane fighting card game. It's their first created. 42 Canadian for the standard box. 98 Canadian for 2 standard boxes. Deluxe edition 168, etc. So there is PVE, so it's 2-player or 1 to 2 players. The arcade mode expansion also allows the game to be played. Yeah, so you got to get the expansion to get the solo co-op roguelike elements. Okay. Select your fighter, set it up. Separate the wake up moves and super moves from your deck. Combo up. The playthrough there. Yeah, cool. Talks about solo co-op mode down here somewhere. So 2-player co-op roguelike campaigns. Transform any fight deck into a CBU opponent with more than 100 logic cards. Okay, so a deck simulates what they're doing. And here's your shipping. All right, next one I got Manatee Sanctuary, 1 to 6 players. And that's from Warped Reality Games, 904 backers. So this one's doing quite well. Hungry manatees, playful manatees, common manatees, attract them all to your growing habitat to create a manatee sanctuary. How very cute. So $29 for Sea Cow Edition, Mermaid Edition, $49. So a few different pledge levels here. Once each player has a set of cards, they will sometimes use their cards to either tuck into their sanctuary to make it grow or play the card for its action to draw manatees. Okay, so you got 2 different actions with your cards, works things. I wonder how solo works. Not quite seeing it. There's a how to play. Give each player 1 player board, choose blah, blah, blah. Phase 1 draft, 5 sanctuary cards. So you're drafting. Phase 2 expand in actions. Phase 3 feed your manatees, score them up. Yeah, it doesn't say too much about solo. It might be in the rule. There is a rulebook here. Clicked it, want to go down the rules. So maybe it's in there. But it's not clear to me at this stage. In the shipping game here. All right, keep moving on. We've got Supervolcano print and play, 1 to 6 people, solo versus or co-op. It's just funded. So Klinkenberg. So early bird was £4. Everything P&P, £12, etc. In this competitive solo and co-op game, you play one of a number of thermal power companies contracted by the government to tackle the supervolcano threat. Establish heat extraction power plants and harvest superheated steam from deep inside the volcano. Okay. A little bit of scientific stuff. What you need, some colored pencils and scissors, dice. Construction generation population volcano. Connected settlements, workers to construct their heat network. Power plant output supplies you with civilians. Okay. Generation players will total their power plants for thermal output. Population. The volcano. But it does depopulation yet. Okay, interesting. Something different. I haven't seen something like this before, like that kind of setup with the 4 different stages and a threat that's coming up during a roll and write. I'm curious. Yeah, there's no shipping because it's print and play. Last one, except for one of the Gamecrafter ones. 25 backers here for Kaijus from Space, the co-op board game. Giant monsters from outer space, pretty much self-explanatory. This one will set you back. So for digital, €5, €8 for oversized digital. €17, €20, Jesus, €35. I have a feeling projects are putting way too many different pledge offers these days. This is 2 to 5 players, but I swear it came up on my solo hit list. Maybe not. Maybe we'll skip over it. Okay, go next one. And the last one I'm going to finish off with on Gamecraft, the only crowd sale that I see with Solvable that's new is By the End. It's a video here to watch. So it's got 4 copies sold so far, so I need a bit more help with that. So scenarios. By the end is a scenario-driven game, meaning that in each play you either choose or randomly select a scenario card. It's worker placement. You build a city, improve research technology, city management. Blend small box and playtime contribute to a great solitaire experience. There's 6 scenarios, 3 maps, 9 city improvements. Okay, so like a small neat game for one player, less than 30 minutes. So check that one out. There's a video there if you want more information. That might do for the week, guys. So anything you like for the week, let me know. Anything that you think I've missed, let me know as well. Otherwise, Solace, crush your game first. Play solid.